Hello everyone, I'm Ixical. In my last video, I built a bakery in Midsommar City, and in this one, I'm going to build a laundrette. The first thing I always do as usual is extend the road network a little bit. It's a fairly important process to do because I want to have lots of buildings here, and I need to find the exact area for it. This is an additional stretch of street, which I'm going to use to access, I think maybe an avenue that way, although I kind of want that over the bridge. I add a couple of traffic lights because now it's getting a bit complex, isn't it? There's one traffic light here, and don't forget it's left-hand traffic. There's one traffic light over there, and there'll have to be a third one in this corner. I don't need a traffic light coming off an alleyway, so only 3. Here is the mod list I'm using, and here are the resource packs that I'm using. They're all in the description, so don't worry. Now that's complete, I'm going to lay the foundation for the laundrette. I want it close to the bookstore and near the other houses as well. At the back, I want to have a little cutout, so once I've built the foundation, I cut out about 4 blocks so I can build a little utility space. Put in some weird blocks and a rusty old door. This laundrette is not exactly the most expensive one in the world, so that's that. At the front, I'm going to build this fancy entrance. I found these wonderful looking blocks on the Cocricot mod. It adds a nice little Japanese entrance with a small side alleyway with the pipe work for the drains. Nothing too complex so far. The whole build is going to be fairly easy, to be honest. Once that's complete, I start looking at adding the roof. I want to have one of these sunken roofs like a modernist mansion, but it's not. At the front, I want to add myself a vending machine and then start putting in a few signs. As usual, I'm going to have the things of what's inside it rather than words. This is a laundrette, so it needs a washing machine. That looks fancy. At the side, I'll have some scroll doors, and then I'll add a sign and some kind of utility box on the roof. Inside the laundrette, I could start adding washing machines. I'm using these from the Yuushya mod, they're nothing too complex really. A couple of green baskets here and there, and a few bottles of detergent. I add a QR code at the front door because this is a self-service laundrette, and a security camera because there's no shop worker here. I'll add a few fluorescent lights and a little fire extinguisher. Put in a few posters, random ones here and there, and a little cat sitting on the washing machines. Round the back, I'll add a few of notes, and then here is a little tutorial on how to hang clothes. First, you have to put the wires in, make sure they look decent, but you have to be careful where you press if you want to delete certain items. These clothes, you have to click the hanger, otherwise you delete the thing behind it. And that's no good, is it? Once you put the thing in, you can turn it into an entity and shift it up so it hits the wire. That looks about right. I want it to clip inside the wire a little bit. The same with these underwear. Turn it into an entity by clicking the coat hanger, then drag it down on the Y-axis and shift it across with the Z-axis a little bit, and maybe up a little bit with the X-axis as well. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. I fell off the washing machine there. Whoops. So quick, move it back up a little bit more so it's nice and naturally hanging on that wire. Brilliant. I want to have lots of things in this laundrette, and those little hanging clothes are a nice addition to this place. I'll put in a few bits of clothes in these baskets, hanging kind of oddly on the washing machine. That's from a previous customer, isn't it? I'll have another wire here, so there's plenty of things going on, and maybe a bit of clothing hanging up on the corner. I'll put in a plant hanger there, so it's nicely hanging on a wire. Outside, I add a few extra details like these broken lists, and a few other interesting details like maybe some water damage at the bottom there. You can see it near the drain. This has been a fantastic build. If you've liked it, you can subscribe. Send me a comment as well. Welcome to Midsommar City.